Welcome back to the channel, everyone. In today's video, we're going to explore one of the most iconic and debated coins in the world, the 1-cent coin. Whether you call it a penny or a cent, this tiny piece of currency has been around for centuries, evolving in design, materials, and value. From its humble beginnings to its surprising role in modern economies, we'll look at its rich history, current worth, and even some of the big money pennies that could be worth much more than their face value. If you love history, coins, or just want to know how a small coin can carry such a huge impact, stay tuned, because this is going to be fascinating. Let's start with the basics. What is the 1-cent coin? In the United States, the 1-cent coin is also called the penny, and it's worth exactly 1 cent, or $0.01. Now, it might seem like a small amount of money, and to some, it's almost worthless. But the penny has a story that stretches back over 2 centuries and has played a key role in the history of U.S. currency and economy. Despite its modest size and value, the 1-cent coin has always been an important symbol of the nation's economy. Over time, its design has evolved, its materials have changed, and it's faced numerous challenges, from being nearly phased out of circulation to becoming one of the most debated coins in existence today. Let's step back in time and take a look at the origin story of the 1-cent coin. The story begins with the Coinage Act of 1792, which set the foundation for the U.S. Mint and authorized the creation of the nation's first official coins. But it wasn't until 1793 that the first 1-cent coin was minted. This coin was known as the flowing hair cent, and it featured a stunning design by Robert Scott, the chief engraver at the U.S. Mint. The flowing hair cent depicted a bust of Lady Liberty with flowing hair on the obverse, front side, and a chain of 15 links on the reverse, representing the original 15 states of the Union. It was a beautiful coin, but not without its flaws, especially when it came to its manufacturing process. These early pennies were made of copper, and many were poorly struck, which made them less durable and harder to use in day-to-day transactions. Fast forward a few decades, and we see some big changes. In 1856, the U.S. Mint introduced the Indian head penny, one of the most iconic U.S. coins of all time. This penny featured a Native American headdress and was made of a copper-nickel blend. It stayed in circulation for over 50 years, and its unique appearance and the quality of its striking made it a favorite among collectors. Then came a major shift in 1909, with the debut of the Lincoln cent. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this new penny featured the face of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, which made it the first U.S. coin to feature the image of a historical figure rather than a symbol of liberty. It marked the beginning of a legacy that continues to this day. Now, let's talk about the value of the 1-cent coin. As of today, the penny is still worth exactly 1 cent, but its purchasing power has dramatically changed over the years. In 1900, a penny could buy you a loaf of bread or a bottle of milk. But today, a penny can't even buy you a piece of candy at most stores. This decline in value is, of course, a result of inflation, the gradual increase in the price of goods and services over time. Despite inflation, the penny is still produced today, though it's becoming increasingly controversial. Why? Because it costs more to make a penny than it's worth. As of 2023, the U.S. Mint spends about 2.1 cents to produce a single penny, which means it's actually losing money every time a penny is minted. Despite these costs, the penny still circulates widely. It plays a role in small transactions. Think about it. When you buy something for $1.99, the penny helps make that price more precise. And for people who use cash, the penny can still be an important part of everyday life. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. While the 1-cent coin might be worth just 1 cent, some rare pennies are worth hundreds, thousands, or even millions of dollars. That's right, some pennies, especially older ones, can command an incredible price in the collector's market. One of the most famous rare pennies is the 1943 copper penny. During World War II, the U.S. Mint switched to making pennies out of steel to conserve copper for the war effort. But a small number of pennies were accidentally minted using copper instead of steel, and today, these rare copper pennies are worth over $1 million, if you can find one in excellent condition. Another highly valuable penny is the 1909 SVDB penny. This penny was minted in San Francisco and features the initials VDB on the reverse, standing for Victor David Brenner, the designer of the Lincoln cent. Only a small number were made, and the coin became controversial because some believed the engraver's initials should not be on the coin. Today, a well-preserved 1909 SVDB penny can sell for over $100,000. And it's not just these two famous pennies. There are also countless others with misprints, errors, or coins in mint condition that can fetch large sums at auction. Proof pennies, which are specially minted for collectors, can also be worth much more than their face value, depending on their rarity and condition. With all this talk about rare pennies, you might be wondering, what's next for the 1-cent coin? There's a growing debate about whether the penny should still be in circulation. Some argue that it's obsolete, especially in today's digital world where transactions are increasingly done with credit cards, apps, and digital wallets. On the other hand, many people still love the penny for its historical significance and its role in rounding prices. There are those who believe that eliminating the penny could lead to rounding problems, especially in smaller communities or for people who rely heavily on cash. While the U.S. Mint continues to produce pennies today, there's no telling what the future holds for this little coin. Some countries, like Canada, have already discontinued their 1-cent coin, and the debate here in the U.S. continues. But one thing is certain, the legacy of the penny is far from over. So there you have it, the fascinating history, current value, and potential future of the 1-cent coin. From its beginnings in the late 18th century to its role as a symbol of the nation's economy, and even as a source of big money for collectors, the penny has proven to be much more than just a small piece of metal. Do you have any rare pennies hidden away in your collection? Or maybe you've found a 1955 double die or a 1943 copper penny? Drop a comment below and let us know about your favorite penny, or any coin you've stumbled upon that's worth more than you thought.